Good evening, everyone. I'm Brock. So today, let's keep reviewing bugs that I came across today. So similarly, because because the length, because because of the limitation of cloud message length, so it generates the report in several separate markdown file. And here are five markdown file. And actually, it should have one more. But as you can see, Cloud hit the maximum length for this conversation. Please start a new conversation. I don't want to open a new conversation, so I just have the file parts of the report. And the last part is missing is investment organizations. Yeah, I guess that in my prompt, I should ask it to provide table of contents. So at the beginning of the section, the first section should be table of contents. Table of content. Pattern recognition. Bug 11 is a Python import system issue. When executing in the web runtime environment, agents the script subscribed modules the file subscribed manager attempts to use relative imports. But since the agent's package is on sys.path, Python treats it as a top-level package, causing the attempted relative import beyond top-level package error. Yes, this is reflect a systematic issue. We see that 20% of bugs fall into the path resolution and the failed discovery category. Bug 111 is just another instance of this pattern. The fundamental issue is Hongyi.ai supports two execution environments, terminal, command line, and web runtime, but lacks a unified environment adaptation layer. Okay, and the terminal command line version actually came from several months ago at the very beginning. So as you can see, if we don't have a good architecture design, we will get a lot of troubles when the system becomes bigger and bigger. All these bugs show the same anti-pattern, assuming a single execution environment rather than resolving path through context awareness. Cognitive blind spot identification. Blind spot 1, accept dual model import as a solution. My coding agent solution was to add a try-except block, attempting relative imports first, then falling back to absolute import. Unquestioned assumption, adding try-except at every import site is an acceptable solution. However, this treats symptoms, not root cause. If I have 50 modules leading cross-package imports, I'll repeat this pattern 50 times. A better approach is creating a centralized import adapter layer. Flexible 2. Not challenge, agents must be on sys.path. The web runtime adds agents to sys.path, causing Python to treat it as a top-level package. I accepted this constraint and designed around it. Flexible 3. Using agent serially, not in parallel. Serially.
Serially. Serially.
Serially.
Serially.
Serially. I use 3 agents sequentially, Codex to Gemini to Claude. Actually, it's getting me wrong. The real sequence I'm using is Claude to Gemini to Codex to Claude. So which means that based on the log I input, this report actually didn't recognize how I utilize the agent correctly. With each agent analyzing and fixing independently. This is efficient because, well, I guess that since the agent cannot recognize this pattern automatically, so I should tell it by myself how I use these agents. Right, my workflow to use agents. Firstly, I use Claude. Then I use Codex. Then I use Gemini. Then I use Codex. Then I use Gemini. This is my workflow. A pattern is have 3 agents analyze in parallel and let Claude synthesize 3 perspectives and propose the best solution. I don't agree with that because I want, because when I, make the agents collaborate in sequence, then I can use the second agent to review the results of the first agent. The decision path is totally wrong. That's not how I do the decision. I report to Claude. Then I ask Gemini to review the solution. Then I ask Codex to solve this problem. Then I ask Gemini to analyze. Right, Gemini. Use Claude to analyze Bug. Right, and then I use Gemini to review Claude's solution. Then I use Codex to implement the solution. Then I use Gemini to review Codex code. That's what I actually does. Okay, alternative architecture solution, a centralized import adapter. Create a module that encapsulates all cross-package import logic. Solution B, strategy pattern plus environment config. This solution uses strategy pattern to select different import strategies based on runtime environment. This is not only solve the import issue, but also provide a unified framework for future environment differences. Solution C, package structure refactoring. Elevate shared module used by multiple agents to a package. This way, all imports are from agents call, which are absolute imports in any execution environment. So you see, this to fix these bugs, it may only need like a tens of lines of codes change. And if I strictly follow the workflow, it's actually take me 1 to 2 hours to go through it. But at least I think that although it may, it slow down my development speed, but at least it makes the whole process more transparent. I guess in the long run, it will be bad. It will do beneficial to the whole project. Recommend a solution. Keep current dual model import fix, but add a comment marking it as a technical debt. Middle term, implement solution A, centralize the import adapter, replace all scattered try-except blocks. Long term, implement solution B, strategy pattern, establish unified environment adaptation layer to resolve all environment differences, including path resolution, config management, etc. How to avoid lacks the environment difference bug? 3-layer defense strategy. Layer 1, architecture level prevention. Mechanism 1, environment context object. Layer 2, development practice prevention. When adding any cross-module dependency, enforce this checklist. Layer 3, test level prevention. Here's some action items. K-learning. Environment differences are systematic issues requiring architectural solution, not a point fix. Technical debt must be visualized and quantified for effective management. Prevention mechanisms are more important than post hoc fix. Cognitive level. I tend to quickly accept an agent's first solution rather than requesting multiple alternatives for comparison. I think that since I tend to accept the since I tend to accept the first solution, at better to involve 3 coding agents for one bug so that they each other kind of like do cross validation. Right? If you are not, it's just like a program. If you are a program who is not very confident about yourself, then get 3 people to do pair programming may be helpful. I focus more on how to fix rather than why it broke, leads to a symptomatic treatment. Well, actually, think about it. Sometimes it's like a difference between scientist and engineer. Engineer focus more on, okay, I want to fix this issue. But scientists focus more on why. Why this happened? Serial agent usage is efficient, should establish the parallel and synthetic workflow. Not agree too much. Process level, bug fix should include a pattern recognition step, not just the fix validation. Technical debt needs explicit repayment plans, otherwise accumulates indefinitely. Agent collaboration requires a structured workspace to organize analysis. And here's some pronunciation. That's good. Execution context. Import adapter. Strategy pattern. Systemic anti-pattern. Okay, so this is the first part of the whole report. Second part, how to collaborate much better with coding agents. Again, this one is a wrong workflow it predicts. Problem one is serial efficiency. The agents work serially, each waiting for the previous to complete, like a factory assembly. If the first work is slow, everyone downstream waits. Actioning. Maybe I need to explain why. The reason why I choose a serial workflow for these three agents is because I want to manually review their output before I move ahead to next step. Right? Each agent's output. Lack of adversary thinking. All agents confirms rather than challenge, like a company meeting where everyone says good idea and no one says what's the risk. But you know, I also need to think about efficiency, right? When all the three agents think it's good, then maybe I just move ahead and implement it. I'm the bottleneck. Every agent's output requires your manual review and forwarding. You're like a post office. All mails go through you. How to set up in VS Code, create agent workspace. Configure VS Code extension. Build a workflow script. Use challenge me template for adversarial thinking. Gemini, challenge Gemini. Competitor attack. Future regret tests. Don't directly implement codex solution. And utilized agent capability. MCP model context protocol. Configure MCP server. Code analysis tool integration. Yeah, I think that's some tool I maybe am able to try. Island, static code analysis. Multi-agent knowledge sharing. Establish shared knowledge base. But actually, I guess that, now I'm using PRD, SDT, and learning from doing. This markdown is shared. Shared. Okay. Also, again, it provides some, actionable improvements. Establish agent learning records. Actually, that's what I'm doing for the learning by doing markdown. It's actually it's a records. And the cost received by adversarial thinking. Okay, K-learning. Having multiple agents analyze simultaneously, then synthesize is 28% more efficient than serial work. More importantly, multiple perspective reveal blind spots of single perspectives. I think that's a very important K-learning. Previously, when I found a bug, I just want agent to go and fix it. It's very primitive, but now I put 3 different agents into one workflow so that, because I assume, if 3 agents make the same error at the same time, I think since I'm not a very experienced programmer, well, not an excellent programmer, or maybe average or even below average, I may fail to find the issue as well, right? The second point is that confirmation without challenge is dangerous, like a broad meeting. where everyone says good idea and no one asks what are the risks potentially leading to a catastrophe decision. Point learning 3. When agent A's learning helps agent B avoid the same mistake, the entire system's learning efficiently grow explosionally. That's why I use the documentation learning by doing. Okay, the third part of the whole documentation. How to do the configuration. Actually, it's wrong. I use Codex for implementation. That's right. I use Claude to do analysis, right? But I'm using Gemini to review. So here it's the wrong one. Okay, here is a starting. And OpenAI Codex. Again, this is a citing JSON. Gemini. No, Gemini is a reviewer. That's right. So I find a bug and report to Claude. And Claude will do analysis. Then we'll report to Gemini for review. Then Codex will implement. Then Codex will review. Okay. The above JSON is conceptual. Here are some scripts. So the core principle is clear roles. Don't have 3 agents do the same thing. I agree. Parallel first. Parallel over serial when possible. I still feel hesitate to agree on this point. Challenge required. Solutions without adversarial review can't be trusted. Well. I think that that's what the Gemini should think about, right? When I use Gemini to review it. So I should right try your best to challenge the current solution. So I guess that I can So I think that I can right. So the basic idea is to when use Gemini to review it, try your best to challenge the current solution, right? The above solution. Similarly, when you review the code, right? Try your best to challenge the above code edits. Make sense? Right. The basic idea is to make the reviewer, which is Gemini in my case, to be adversarial as much as possible. Knowledge sharing. Agents must see each other's analysis. That's why I read everything into the markdown file, learning from doing. Continuous tracking. Cannot prove without tracking. Okay, this is the third one. And the fourth one, recommendation for the complex. Okay. Again, it doesn't load successfully. Okay. Use Mermaid to fix bugs in the flowing code. Okay, let's see whether this time it works or not. I think it may still doesn't work because because it doesn't support mind map. The bug still exists. Okay. I don't know. I already installed the new. Yeah, I already installed the Mermaid. I think that it should support the new version. I don't know why. Why still only support 8.80. So you see, it's hard to see, right? It's too hard to see. Okay. Competitors. in Word. I think that I already apply in Word, right? Yes, I already applied for in Word. Paris model AI. Again, it doesn't load successfully. Oh, why it still doesn't fix this issue? Yes, bug still exists. I tried again. Okay, cool. So Paris model AI. Let me see. Have I applied for this position? No. Okay, small team. And in UK. Okay, capture.ai. This may be potential. Okay. Yeah, content moderation engineer. Okay, let's search for it. Okay, it's only 14 position. Software engineer, machine learning, infrastructure engineer, research engineer. Yeah, it's product manager, safety, technical staff. No, it doesn't have the. So you see, when to recommend the position, it doesn't really check the website, right? It's actually, this is hallucination. In Word, I already Yeah, I think I already applied for it. Claude.ai doesn't have positions suitable in my case. Wrong way. Synthesis. Apply for it. Already applied for it. Replica. Hey, wait. I want to. For 11 position. Also, the position is very limited. Okay. It doesn't have any supporting team at all. Let's see what this position does. No. Nope. It doesn't align with my background. Yeah, I think that this doesn't align with my background, but I didn't see any support engineer position here. Yeah, no. But I have never applied for this position before. Maybe I still just give it a try. Replica. I find all mermaid diagram failed in this report. Prepare 3 code stories. Product development. Customer thinking. And the good point is that when it gives answers, it's actually just make up a story. But based on this project, Hongyi gave some very specific answers. That's a good part. Update LinkedIn resume. Create a simple portfolio website showing case the demo and technical documentations. Now I'm still working on fixing the bugs, but I hope I can deploy Hongyi to my domain as soon as possible. And apply for target companies like Involved.ai, Character.ai, Anthropic, OpenAI, Runway. Highly competitive. OPT is challenge. Experience barrier. Need patience. Strategy. Constantly, quantity and quality. Network first. Continuous learning. Backup plan. Mindset management. Positive mindset. Systematic approach. Continuous iteration. Health first. I think that's something. I think that this point is correct. Don't chase perfect match roles. Create value with your unique combo. Tech product bilingual execution. Many companies don't know they need your profile until you show up. I think it's just like a kind of like make friends or even find a lover. People may have some checklist. You say, okay, I hope this person have such quality or personality. But only when a specific person show up in front of you, then okay, I like him or I like her. Okay, the last part. The last part is about the open source. Runtime. In my prompt, when I ask it to generate reports, I clearly mentioned that it should only, it should it should use grammar that works for Mermaid 8.8.0, but it still use make the same mistakes over and over again. It's very disturbing. It's very frustrated. The second project is state diffusion web UI. Other open source projects like Hongyi.ai, node-based AI workflow, non-chain multi-agent coordination framework. radio, rapid UI building. And the contribution plan. Because myself, actually, I'm not a person who enjoy coding too much. So for me, I guess I don't have the actual allergy and passion to contribute in the open source community. At this moment, I guess that what I want to do is maybe just know what's the open source projects can does. I even don't have very strong motivation to download the open source and run it in my local machine. Summary. RenPy is infrastructure. Hongyi is already used RenPy. Deepening this relationship can gain more value. This insight is wrong. I don't use RenPy at all. Insights 2. Learn large-scale open source management extension system design from State Fusion Web UI. Insights 3. You help open source projects while improving your own skills and visibility. Yeah, so you see, actually I'm there are some parts missing. I want to say, some investors, but it actually doesn't give. If you look at my prompt, right? I ask it to provide some investor organization, investors, but because of the lens, because of the length of the project, because it hit the maximum length for one conversation. So if I want to get the remaining parts of the report, I need to start a new conversation. But I think it's too much. Use AI to generate report. One of the issue is that sometimes even if I use the same prompt, but the structure I get today is a little bit different as the structure I get tomorrow. Well, I cannot say it's an issue, but it did sometimes cause inconsistency. Because, for example, in the reports, it spent too much time to talk about, okay, what's the action plan, which I like write action plan, which I actually not so interested. So yeah, so as you can see, sometimes AI just don't exactly know what's my main concern, which are the parts I'm curious most. But roughly speaking, I think that every day, spend some time to do such analysis, I think it still be beneficial from the long run, although it takes almost 1 hour, but let's say. Thank you. Bye.